Well, an Australian publisher has come up with a revolutionary solution to the boredom of coronavirus isolation by releasing a new book, one chapter at a time. Titled The Calabrian, it charts the lives of two men from the same village in Calabria who come to Australia and built rival criminal gangs following the old mafia code. For more, book author and Daily Telegraph Editor-at-Large Matthew Benns now joins me live. Matthew, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on your book. Firstly, can you take us through it? Because it's a fictional novel, but it draws on a lot of real events and traditions and crimes.
Well, I think, the best fiction is follows what really happens in real life. And in fact, if I'd put some of the things that the 'Ndrangheta, the Calabrian mafia, got up to in the book, people wouldn't have believed it. So I possibly had to tone it down rather than ramp it up.
And I'm sure there's a lot of great stories in the book itself. Can you give us a bit of a teaser, though? Who are the main characters?
So we've got two men who come from Calabria. One's your archetypal good guy who doesn't want to be part of the mafia code and resists it, but gets drawn into it inexorably. And then we've got the all-out bad guy who gets drummed out of Sing Sing goes to Sing Sing in New York, gets drummed out of America, comes to Australia, and like so many immigrants, this charts the Italian immigrants through decades, how they build these criminal gangs.
What inspired you to write a book about the Ndrangheta?
Well, I think it's the Aussie Godfather. We needed an Aussie Godfather. Our mafia is way better than those that the Americans have. So we needed a book that told that story. And this does it. And of course, we have it's fiction, as I say, but a lot of it is based on real events. And we have our two protagonists, and they both fall in love with the same woman. And as we know, that can cause a lot of problems.
Absolutely. So would you say then, Matt, there's a bit of everything in this novel?
Oh yes, there's love, there's history, there's crime, there's lots of crime, there's some spectacular murders. One I'm particularly thrilled about was when I realised that the cement mixer had been invented in Australia, and so that, of course, had to come into play.
Oh, you're giving us a very teaser there. This sounds like it could be very, very, very good. Now, Matt, your publisher has actually come up with, I guess, a very revolutionary solution to this coronavirus isolation, because you're actually releasing it one chapter at a time. Take us through it.
Yes, so this is James Mills Hicks. He's the publisher in charge of Ice Cold Publishing. And he said to me, look, we're going to do the book. We're going to release it as an ebook, but why don't we do a chapter at a time, one a day, every day, and it's the absolute perfect thing for isolation boredom. And it gives people something to look forward to, and it means you can't have the smart ass in the family who's got to the end and tells you what's happening, because no one can access it. So basically, chapter 3 is released on Monday, and then for the next 2 weeks, you get a chapter a day, and you just have to hang on and wait with bated breath for the next episode to come out.
Keeping people in suspense, probably like the novel itself, Matt. Now, also, you write on the front page of News Corp's Hibernation. It's a guide to coronavirus available in all News Corp papers. But you write a daily serial that runs on the front. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so Hibernation, it's proved very popular with people who are in lockdown, who are isolated and feeling very much, what do we do? How do we cope with this? And so it's a bit of escape. And on the front, we have a typical couple, Australians, who are in lockdown, but who witness a murder in the apartment block opposite. And these two people, Nick and La Contessa, and their dog Baxter, look at all the people in the apartment block opposite and figure out the murder. It's very light-hearted. It's not like the Calabrian, which is full of blood and guts. This is very light-hearted, although I have to say Baxter did get dog-napped last week, and there was a bit of concern.
Well, that's not good. That's not what we want to hear, Matt. And now, just finally, in terms of the Calabrian, how can people find out more?
Well, all they need to do is go to the very handily named website, www.thecalabrian.com, and then they can sign up from there. And it's quite simple. Subscribe, $10, and you get a chapter a day. Can't go wrong.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful initiative and congratulations again. The book, of course, is called The Calabrian. Do visit the website www.thecalabrian.com. Matthew Benns, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you. Pleasure.